The Chicago Bears just nailed a trifecta. Three aggressive moves, but nobody's talking about the best one out of them. I'm going to change that. And this team is coming together. The Chicago Bears just made three aggressive hires, like I said. Antoine Randall L., he's our new assistant head coach and wide receivers coach. JT Barrett is our new quarterbacks coach. And Al Harris, now the new defensive pass game coordinator and defensive backs coach. And if you look online, the offensive hires, they're getting the press, and I'm going to get to them. But this Al Harris hire, man, it is just brilliant. It's an unexpected get. Simply put, since the start of the 2000 season, and I'm going to bring this up on Twitter, since the start of the 2000 season, and that's when he became Dallas's defensive backs coach, the Cowboys are second in the NFL with 82. Yes, 82 interceptions. And he's now on our staff. And having spent the last several seasons developing talent such as Trevon Diggs, Duron Bland in Dallas, two record-setting all-pro cornerbacks, along with helping to elevate Lewis to an all-pro level just now in 2024. Harris is one of the most well-respected up-and-coming young football minds in the league, a guy who successfully converted his former high level of NFL play into the ability to coach at the professional level at a very high level. And now he gets to bring Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, all these guys to the next level. This hire is big. Now, granted, Randall L. and Barrett, they're significant for multiple reasons. They're coming from the Detroit Lions beyond weakening a rival. I mean, we're better than that. Let's be better than that. They're good coaches. These two offensive hires are really big too. They send a signal. That signal shows that Ben Johnson is zeroed in on winning here, and he isn't treating the Lions with kid gloves. This is a bitter rival, and he gets it. We just had Lions offensive line coach Hank Fraley predicted to be our OC. That was a real prediction. That's who everybody said was coming to Chicago. But guess what? He isn't coming. Recent reports, they were saying also it's because Ben respects Dan Campbell so much that he isn't willing to rate his staff. Hearing that really bothered me. I was thinking at the time, are you a bear or what? Hiring the Lions coaches isn't poor integrity. To not bring somebody along is just dumb, just feels weak. I thought he was better than that. I was disappointed. Maybe we made the wrong choice if that's his mentality. Now the truth comes out. It was just bad reporting, just a bad take. The guy just wanted to stay in Detroit. He turned down the OC position in Seattle as well. His wife said as much on Facebook, which is how the news broke publicly. So rest assured, Ben is going to build the best staff possible here in Chicago. He will indeed take every single one of his guys that he wants to. Killer competitive instinct. And I don't think it's the last coach he is going to poach from Detroit if they're going to help us win. So let's just discard that narrative, that nonsense, and let's give an overview on the offensive hires. Antoine Randall L., his time in Detroit can be summed up really easily. The dude has had a top-performing Detroit Lions wide receiver room. Even back in 2022, Lions receivers were already top 10 in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. And they were just getting started. And you guys have witnessed where this has gone since then. Their receiver play has been peerless. And it's not fully a personnel thing. Coaching matters, guys, because look at this. I would happily put the talent of DJ, Rome, and Cole Kmet up against St. Brown, Williams, and Laporta. If they're in the same environment, Randall L. is going to get us there, and we've got the horses. And this is a homecoming for him. The guy's a Thornton High product. He started in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm sure you guys know that. But also, coming from the division champion Lions, it's also JT Barrett at quarterbacks coach. Barrett is 30 years old, played at Ohio State. He was the assistant quarterbacks coach for the Lions the last 2 seasons. And in 2021, he started out as an offensive assistant, also in Detroit. These guys, they're going to bring continuity and familiarity to Chicago, especially Barrett, incorporating what Ben Johnson wants out of Caleb Williams. And also, as a 30-year-old, I think he's going to be able to relate and build a great relationship with Caleb. Now, getting to Randall L. In 2001, he went to Indiana. Barrett, 2016, went to Ohio State. Winners of the Chicago Tribune Silver Football, awarded annually to the Big Ten's best player. These guys are familiar faces. So let's not forget something too. And this is a huge advantage as a coach. Sorry about my voice. I've been sick forever. So Randall L., he started for Indiana from 1998 to 2001 as their quarterback. As their quarterback, he threw for 7,469 yards, 42 touchdowns, and that's also while rushing for 3,895 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, fantastic, and 44 touchdowns. And that's across 44 games in 4 seasons. He transitioned to wide receiver in the pros, won a ring for Pittsburgh. You remember that high-profile play in the Super Bowl. All 3 of these hires, they all have something in common. Winners as players and as coaches, all 3 of these dudes. And that's what really sticks out to me. I really love how this staff is starting to take shape. I'm excited to talk about Al Harris more, though. You all remember his playing career, just an absolute beast. But we just gained a huge advantage here. And I'm telling you, Dallas fans are upset, almost as upset as when they didn't keep their head coach. This is a player who spent 8 seasons trying to beat the Bears twice a year. You guys remember that agony, but now he's joining us. He spent 5 years of Mike McCarthy in Dallas, 3 12-win seasons. He joined the defensive staff in 2020, and he was just promoted to an assistant head coach this last year. So having the respect of your peers and players, that's one thing. But the Cowboys have seen considerable improvement in the secondary as well. Consistent improvement each and every year under Harris's watch. And recently, the stats look even better. They've generated 46 interceptions over the last 3 seasons. Think about that. Trevon Diggs, Deron Bland, both of these guys became all-pro corners. And guess who's been coaching them both since they arrived in the NFL? I'm not going to wait for it. It's Al Harris. He was the guy who was there for Diggs when Diggs was tying the franchise record for 11 interceptions. Bland setting the NFL record for most pick sixes in a single season with 5. The 2 offensive hires are great. They provide continuity. They're going to be a huge help to Ben Johnson. Guys, he trusts while he calls plays. That familiarity is so important. But Al Harris, premier coach, no matter who you are, and he's going to absolutely crush it coaching our secondary. And it's way more than that as an assistant coach. He's also going to contribute to the Bears even more than just coaching the defensive backs. And I cannot be more excited about this. You guys let me know what you think. This is an early morning post. I wanted to get this right out here. Bear down. We're going to continue walking through this, but you got to love how this coaching staff is coming together. See you guys later.